Hi everyone, welcome. So if you've been following me on Snapchat, you've probably been getting the hints now. So this is it. This is our Byers 411 podcast. Byers has a podcast now. And today with me I have
Hi guys, it's Isla. You guys have probably seen me around the halls. I'm always with Alberto. But yeah.
yeah, this is my best friend Isla, and
Here.
she is my first guest ever on here because we currently don't have a co-host. Which leads us into our very first segment, podcast announcements. So, right now, there's not really much to report on the podcast because I've just started it. But the only announcement we do have is that we are looking for a co host. And the way that you can apply to be a co host, or if you're interested in becoming my co host, I'm going to send out a email. It'll be titled from me, and then it'll be application for co host, yada, yada, yada. Fill it out. We'll have a great time. And do you have anything to say?
I don't know. I think this would be a really fun segment to have at Byers, our first little podcast. I feel like, yeah, it'd be really nice.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be super fun. So the way this podcast is gonna work is it's gonna be unscripted, not just go off on whatever, but it'll be like guiding questions or like guiding segments. So there won't be a script to this podcast. Currently, we'll see if we need a script, but I don't think we will because I want it to be unscripted as possible. But now we're going to get into the actual meat of our podcast. So for our podcast, or for my podcast, or the school's podcast, whoever invented the podcast, I did, but whatever. We are going to get into our first segment. It's called World News. I'm looking for title updates if that's possible. If you have any recommendations, catch me in the hall or whatever. But our first world news segment is the White House plans to vote on, or no, not the White House, the House, whatever that means, plans to vote on an abortion bill that obviously we all know who passed that. Texas, what are you doing?
Ew.
Another update is, do you know about the Gabby Petito's?
Yeah, I do. I saw it on Instagram while I was scrolling the other day.
Yeah, so the FBI are currently looking for her murderous fiance. So if you have any information, it would be very helpful.
Yeah.
But also, this kind of is a little bit unrepresentative of community of colors because, it is a white woman. She did have her case be put on top of a lot of things,
Yeah.
whereas the FBI could have directed the resources. But anyways, that's just my opinion. What do you have anything to say about
Yeah,
that?
it was kind of weird because we'd been seeing all this news about COVID and just schools opening up and how everybody's living the lifestyle, but just like seeing her like being at the top of the recommendations when I was on Google, it was kind of crazy to see how much input people are having on this and how serious it's becoming.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then we also have the White House is announcing limits on HFC stuff. So I was reading about it. It's kind of like stuff restricting or like to limit a certain chemical produced by ACs and refrigerators to help battle the climate crisis. Do you know that? Did you know that?
I have not seen that.
Yeah. So that's interesting. So that will be our like world news segment. Obviously, there'll be more to come, and obviously it'll be updated as more events come in on the day we record. But what's going to move into our next segment is Byers news. So stuff going on at Byers. Do you want to read off? Or?
Yes, let me see. So, homecoming. I'm pretty sure it's October 6th, right? If I'm not wrong.
6th or 9th?
6th or the 9th. Yes, I'm pretty sure it's the 9th. But I don't know. I hope to see everyone there. It's our first HOCO coming back, and I think it should be fun.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're all going to have a very good time. But before that, there's going to be a Spirit Week. I don't know. Are you on PEP committee?
No, but I heard that they're still making the list, so that should be coming out soon. Probably in a morning meeting.
Yeah, let's get it together. What did I say? PEP committee.
Yeah.
Anyways, no shade or nothing. But next up on our agenda is the Unity Fair. Do you know any detail about that?
Yeah. Didn't we have that last week?
No, I think that was Club Rush.
You're right. No, the Unity Fair. No, I haven't heard anything about it.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just say a lot of the affinity groups are working very hard, and I feel like it's going to be a very good time. And then I also just remembered I didn't put it on our actual like line out for the first episode. You can tell we're probably very nervous, or I'm very nervous. But Loteria Night and Hispanic Heritage Week is this week. Yeah, Loteria. What else is there to say? Hella fun. I think by the time this comes out, Hispanic Heritage Week will be over. But if you did attend, hope you had fun. Obviously, Loteria is very fun, very competitive. I know I will have fun because I was probably running one of the stations. But whatever, have a good time. So now we're going to move into our spices. So this was originally supposed to be called Senior Te, but then I was like, I didn't want it to be only restricted to seniors. So I was like, yeah, I want to call spices. And then it's also called my 2-minute rant. And I call it this because most of the spices are probably going to come from me and like my life experiences. So if you don't follow my Snapchat, recently or a while ago,
Girl, put your ad in there. What are you doing?
I know. I'm about to. But I recently got a parking ticket, which is so dumb. Like, where? Okay, so if you don't attend Byers, our literal traffic kind of motive thing is not that good. Okay, personally, people be going down what are supposed to be one ways when they're not two ways or whatever.
They're horrible drivers. I got a parking ticket too. Don't worry. It was like 15 of us, bro, and we're all coming in. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? And then I heard a bunch of other people got it, so I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Whatever.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, the streets aren't even cleaned anyways.
No, yeah.
Like, how are people, or how are you even supposed to clean it? I mean, how are the people who are supposed to clean it if there's no parking drive-throughs for the actual people who live in the neighborhood, along with us students? Like, it's not my fault.
Yeah, I think they should just make like a whole day, especially like during school hours, to have everybody just block their cars off in the mornings, and then they can park there during lunch. You know what I mean? Something beneficial, because oh my god, that was horrible.
Yeah, or even like this city, like just getting rid of that for this school specifically. Or like anywhere where there's like an institution where there isn't that big of a parking lot for all of the people who attend that institution, because it's so dumb. Like, where else am I supposed to go? And $50? Are you kidding me?
Go to Congress or something. Tell them.
Honestly, Congress, get it together. I'm
so dead.
But yeah, so that was maybe a little bit over 2 minutes, maybe a little bit under. But
it's okay. I know they liked it.
Yeah. And then, so our second to last segment is going to be a heart-to-heart. So our heart-to-heart, the heart-to-heart segment is going to be about basically whoever is come on the show. So it could be my co-host and I, or my guest and I, and we just ramble about anything, really, whether they want to get personal or just want to spew some stuff. Like a little therapy session, but not certified. You know what I mean? So let's get started.
Yes, I already know what to talk about. I don't know if it's just been me, but this week has been all over the place. Like, I don't want to say what's been going on, but y'all probably know what I'm talking about. Like, some incidents that happened.
Oh, yes.
And I know that students are really stressed out. I know my senior class, all of us are thinking about applications and all this stuff. And even with the teachers, I know we're all going through a tough time and we're just trying to get back into the swing of things, but it's crazy. Like, oh my God, like, students are all over the place. Teachers don't know how to handle it. They're really trying their best, though. But it's crazy.
Yeah, it's like, it's insane. I feel like everybody, because we're like now in school, it's like, okay, now I get to do whatever. And it's like, oh, hell no.
And I feel like kids have just been at home all the time, so they have their own responsibilities. They have their own way of thinking about things, and it's like coming back into a place where everyone's here. It's crazy. Like, I don't remember sophomore year being like this. We were cooling, bro. Ugh.
You know, I've been hearing from a lot of teachers on like why they're scared for us to leave and to graduate because they're afraid. I think they're afraid that they're not going to be able to handle it
Yeah.
because I can already see some of the people who are
Oh
coming
my
up to be
god.
seniors
Oh my
how they're going to
god.
be acting. And
Immature, bro. That's what makes me mad too. Like, I think they should have a class for like prep. Okay, I don't want to like sound mean to like prep academy or anybody, but they're like immature. Like, oh my god. Like, I know these incidents that's been happening. Like, yeah, you can solve it out with words or whatever, but you don't need to handle the situation like that every single time. Like, it makes you look bad, and our teachers are stressed. They are stressed, and that doesn't look good for us because how are we supposed to learn when our teacher is frustrated or angry or any of that? But I don't know, man. It's a little weird. All I know is that 2022 rocks. You know the vibe. You know the vibe.
honestly, and that's like that's not being biased just because this is like our podcast or whatever. Like I created it, but whatever. That's just more like current facts, if
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like no offense to anybody who's
Mm-hmm.
like below us, but just get it together.
No, for real, like we're literally all in this together if you think about it. Like we have to represent our school in the ways that we want to like we want to sound good for what we do because I honestly think that Byers is the best. No diss to anything, but like whatever.
Yeah, we just want the building to be, you know, safe and fun and actually
Yeah.
like actually just be calm, you know?
I'm actually trying to go to a class without having a teacher asking me where I'm going. Like, you know how many times I got asked today, bro? The amount of passes I got, oh my god, don't even get me started.
With the oh my god, are you talking about the new pass policy,
Don't
the orange,
get
the
me
purple, the blue?
started. Ah, like yes, I understand I need to go to the bathroom, but I don't need to carry a big piece of paper in my hand. Like, what's the reason?
Yeah, I think that's ridiculous. Like I understand it. I understand like the safety side of it, but at the same time, it's like we are seniors. I think we know, and I think we know like if we don't go to class, we're not going to learn and we're going to fail, obviously.
Yeah,
And if you are just going to the bathroom specifically, I think you're fine. Maybe that would work for like lower classmen, you
yeah,
know, just because of their behavior and everything.
hmm
But for seniors, I personally think it's unnecessary.
yeah.
This is sounding more like 2 minute rants.
Oh my god, we've been talking for like 5 minutes. Okay, whatever we just talked for the past like I don't know 4 or 5 minutes, y'all agreed with it, so it's okay.
Yeah, don't lie. You in your car or your house or walking the street. I know I listen to podcasts when I walk the street.
Yeah.
I go, oh, I remember walking the street. Oh, that was so fun.
No, literally, I just love listening to things.
Music, podcasts, whatever.
No, yeah.
But yeah, so then we're gonna get into our final segment. Maybe we'll add more segments as the podcast gets a little bit more
Mhm.
professional, a little bit more put together. But we are gonna move into donation awareness. So I created this idea because I really wanted the general community and the audience that I'm speaking to right now, hi, to know about different crises that might be going on and inform them if they actually don't know about the crisis, you know. And so it was going to be about the Hurricane Ida relief damages funds, you know, because when I first was drafting this, that was the very hot topic right now, and they need a lot of support, obviously. But I thought again, and I was like, I feel like Afghanistan needs more of that, you know, because of their current situation and the mass confusion and, you know, tons of misinformation going on about that.
No, yeah, that's I don't know. It's just so hard to see like what's actually going on in our world. Like I don't know. It's we're trying to stick together and be together and do all these things right, but it's just falling apart. But hopefully everything gets better. And you wanna put the link in your email so they can.
Yeah, so when this episode comes out and when the announcement comes out, which you guys will probably already know if you're already listening to this, the links will be sent out in emails, obviously. And then also, I'm not sure how it's still in the works on where we're actually going to distribute the podcast, but we'll figure it out, you know.
Yeah.
You know, we're taking little mini steps, you know. It's a work in progress, and it's actually
Yeah.
going to be really cool at the end because you get to see the actual like building up. Like, okay, in
Yeah.
episode 1 they were like this, in episode
No,
5
literally.
they're like this now. It's going to be so cool, and it's going to be so professional.
Literally.
But yeah, other than that, because it is almost time to go and we have had a very long day. Have you had a long day?
Don't even get me started.
Obviously, somebody's had a long day.
It's a Friday. I'm trying to go home. Can't wait.
Really anybody. Um, but yeah, so other than that, thank you guys for joining us for our very first episode of the Byers 411 podcast. I am so excited to continue this project with all of you and have you guys be my audience, because I think that would be very cool for all of you to be my audience. And I hope you keep listening. There might be a mistake in this recording. We will find out.
Yeah.
I will edit it because mistakes are ways of learning. But yeah,
I like that. Oh my god, I like that. I'm gonna start saying that.
mistakes.
New motto.
New what is it? Senior code.
Oh my god, low key. No, but thank you so much for having me, Alberto. And I
Yeah.
hope I can come back.
Yeah, thank you for coming and accepting. But other than that, I will see you guys maybe next week. I still have to figure out scheduling and all this other good stuff. But I will see y'all very soon, and I hope you come back for more.
Bye. Guys.